Hey guys, it's Mo Easy here, and I know I haven't made a video in like 5 months, but I just thought I'd put another video out there for you guys. And so, as you can see, I'm using the ACR Red Dot and the FMG9s. I know that's a pretty cheap class to play with, but I don't know. It's whenever you want to just have a good game, you usually just use this, or use the guns that you feel most comfortable with, even if they're pretty cheap. And this gameplay isn't like amazing. I kind of have a lot of deaths in it. I think I wound up with like 30 or something, but it was just really entertaining, or high action and stuff like that. So I'm not really gonna talk about the gameplay, but I will be talking about the Modern Warfare games in general. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about the progression that this trilogy has come, or how far it's come and everything like that. So if you haven't played Modern Warfare, which I know a lot of people have, that was a lot of people's first Call of Duty, and what really got them hooked on the series just because of how innovative it was. That game was the first Call of Duty game that offered more, this custom classes. Everyone's familiar with those if you've played the Call of Duty games before, but that was the first game that implemented them. And custom classes are where you can pick your own gun, name your classes, pick your perks, attachments, and stuff like that, camos and everything. So everyone was just blown away by that, and it added kill streaks. The 357, 3 was a UAV, 2 was an airstrike, and 3 was a UAV, 5 was an airstrike, and 7 was an attack helicopter. And that everything, there was a few things that were, unfair about the game, like the M16 was just the go-to gun if you needed a good game. It was just like, if you hit all 3 bullets on the guy, there's no way he was going to live, usually. And it was very, very accurate. And, but everything other than that was pretty balanced. That started a huge community of quick scopers. That's when people really got into that kind of stuff. And so that game won game of the year that year. It was just it was considered one of the best games ever. It was just amazing to people. So that's that. And then Modern Warfare 2 came along, and everyone thought it was going to be the second coming of Jesus. And for a little while it was, and then glitches started happening, like the Javelin glitch, and the Infinity Ward just had a lot of turmoil going on in their studios and everything, with Weston Zampella suing leaving to EA and everything like that. And so maybe it's just that they were understaffed or something, or they just really didn't care about their game because they were so busy trying to deal with the lawsuit and everything, that they just weren't really able to put out a lot of support for the game. So they changed some pretty big glitches, or they fixed them, but they really, after the first couple months, they didn't show a whole lot of support for the game. So that game made some pretty big innovations too. Brought back custom classes. I mean, why wouldn't you? It was, and then they also brought back kill streaks. They not only brought them back, but they made them way bigger. They made them stackable and everything, so you could, call in a Predator missile, and that could get you 2 kills, and that would get you your Harrier strike and stuff like that. But the Call of Duty 4 and 5 only had 3 kill streaks that you could use, and you couldn't choose, because you only had 3. But in Modern Warfare 2, they brought in, I think it was 15 kill streaks or something like that, and some of them were just crazy good. And they brought in the game-ending nuke, which was just a huge reason for why the game kind of just fell apart. If you played legit, then you would use your 7, 11, and 25, the Harrier strike, chopper gunner, and tactical nuke. And if you were good enough to get your Harrier strike, you were not guaranteed a nuke, but you definitely were in a good position to get it. But the reason the nuke was so um, big in the game's destruction, I guess you would say, is just that people didn't really want to. A lot of people didn't want to get the nuke legitimately, so they would boost, and almost everybody knows what boosting is. People hate boosters, but boosting is when you'd get a friend, go into a free-for-all, he would put on a class with tactical insertion, you'd find a hiding spot, and you just continuously kill the guy as he put down tactical insertions. And, that just, it would ruin people's free-for-all games, and just, you really didn't know if people were legitimately what their rank said they were. People just went for that pretty nuclear spinning emblem and all the titles and emblems, and it just, you didn't really know how good people were, and it just kind of, like, even if you were legit 10th prestige or, legit like 2 and above KD, people just would have no way of knowing that what your rank was legitimate. So that game, I still have great times on that game. I think that game is amazing, but there's so many flaws that it can be very, very frustrating sometimes. So, now we come to Modern Warfare 3, and I gotta say, I loved the game when it came out, but then I just started to get a lot of the same. It kept custom classes, kept kill streaks, even added in kill streaks. I think the point system is a great addition. I love it. There's not much I see wrong with it besides the specialist. I think that's hardline using with it is a little cheap, but everything else I think is very, very good. I think they did a great job with making it less about explosives and everything like that. I mean, C4 is a little overpowered, but I'm using that here. But they really made it about the gunfights, but by doing so, they made some of the guns, like the ACR here, like laser guns. Like this gun and the MP7 have no recoil. You don't even need to use the kick proficiency. It's a little bit crazy how good some of the guns are in this game. Now, some of the perks in this game are, actually the perks are pretty good. I think the only overpowered perk is Marksman. I don't think too many people use it, but it's definitely a very, very good perk to use if you're sniping. Like, it'll pretty much, like, sometimes I don't even see the people on my screen, but Marksman will just point them out to me because they'll be, hiding in a bush, and I'll just be able to see them. I think that's a little bit cheap. I don't know how you could fix that, but I don't know if they even will. It's not too big. It's not like game changing if they don't fix it, but yeah. And they made some of the secondaries, or at least the FMG9s are ridiculously overpowered. Like, I know I'm using them here. I'm using a pretty cheap class, like I said, but it's what I use to have a fun game. But the FMG9s, you could pretty much use those the whole game, and you'll have a positive KD. And I gotta say, this game is fun. I have a great time playing it, but I don't know about you guys, but I definitely notice how all the other games, like all the 4 Call of Duty Modern Warfare, even the Treyarch games, Call of Duty Modern Warfare through Black Ops, colors just like popped on the screen. Like, players, you could see the opponents on the other screen pretty easily, and just the color were more vibrant and everything like that. But this game is just kind of bland and just kind of blah. I don't really know. It's like, it's not very pretty looking to me. I don't know. I'm not saying the graphics aren't good. Just like how the colors are and everything. I'm not a big fan of that. And then the last little thing are the maps. The maps are just a huge problem to me. Like, they're just way too condensed in some parts, and then way too open in some parts. Like up there, if you're not in that action right. If you're not up by like the dismantled building up here where I'm heading right now, then you pretty much have like very little chance of finding people. I mean, not little chance, but it's just not. You need to be up there to have a good time to like find people and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, just other maps in Black Ops, they were more well spaced and everything. So, all right, well, thanks for listening to me kind of rant about these games, but I do like this game, and thanks for watching. Bye.